I was a little bit worried about a few houses that didn't look very friendly. I came in once and there was a mannequin just in the living room
The heck?
and clothes everywhere, and the person was a fashion designer. And yeah, that was interesting. I thought I was going to get murdered.
You are now listening to the Highlight Reel Builder for Authors, the Going North podcast. I'm your host, certified self-leadership trainer and author of the best-selling book, Stay the Course, Dom Brightman. And you're going to be getting some goodies today from the guest that's up next. Today's episode is sponsored by the GoingNorthPodcast.com shop. And if you head over to the wonderful website, cop some merchandise, take a selfie with you rocking the gear, shoot it to yours truly, the host, Dom Brightman at gmail.com, and I will give you a shout out on the show as well, and heck, even tag you on social media as well. So feel free to check out some of the good old merch on GoingNorthPodcastShop.com. Now let's get on with some super special awesome content. And today on the Highlight Reel Builder for Authors, known as GMP, the Great, Glorious, and Glamorous, it's the Going North podcast, and we got another super special awesome human for you today. That's right, indeed, all the way from the mighty state of Utah. Indeed, that's right. Today's guest, a die-hard fantasy nerd that can't stop talking about dragons and anime. That's right, folks. The DNA, folks, the DNA. And no, we're not talking about DNA or district terms. We're talking about Dungeons and Anime, y'all. And in addition to getting through her high school senior year by creating characters and wonderful worlds, she's written 6 novels. You heard that right, folks. 6 novels. So she's got a 6-pack writing abs, y'all. And she has a young adult fantasy romance novel, Stone Cold. You heard that right, folks. Stone Cold. Not Steve Austin, but Stone Cold, containing 308 pages of clean. You heard that right, folks. Clean, published material through Morgan James, folks. That's right. That's right, indeed. She got her book published before turning 18, folks. So she's a high performer. And this wonderful lady right here makes friends, but not only with people who can stand her habit of constantly talking during moves to critique the plot, but also her memorization of how to train your dragon Wikipedia page and a monologue explaining why Doctor Strange is obviously the best Avenger. So give it up, folks, for Miss S&H herself, the sensational and hungry for more success, Sarah Humpherys. How you doing today, Sarah?
I'm good. That was the most entertaining way I've ever heard anyone read my bio. That was awesome.
Oh, sweet. Awesome with all the sauce. That's what I'm talking about, indeed. That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. Well, congratulations joining the business of immortality before officially becoming 18. How's it feel?
It is it's a little stressful.
Some Hitsugaya Prodigy swag, huh? What makes it so stressful?
Oh, well, I have to navigate the netherscape that is marketing. And all of the other stuff that goes into publishing a book, like editing, cover design, maintaining a good relationship with your agent and everyone else, going out and selling it. It's just been a very wild ride.
Heck yeah. But hey, I bet your confidence is at like level freaking 85 now, isn't it?
Yeah. It was awful. I had to go around and knock on people's doors and ask if they wanted to buy something. I was basically a telemarketer. That was what I had to do for a while.
Oh, so you actually were going door to door selling your book?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And didn't this release during COVID too?
Uh yeah, actually a little bit after COVID.
Oh, okay. After the first wave. That's right. The first wavy haircut. Okay. I got you. I got you. It's like, hey, I don't have COVID, but I have a book. Hey, you want to buy it? It's good stuff.
Yep. Like, I swear I just got tested. Please let me into your house. Don't mind me.
That's right indeed. That's right indeed. So door to door. That's right. You love to see it. So what was the success rate of the door to door?
Well, it was in my neighborhood, so most people generally wanted to buy my book. I was a little bit worried about a few houses that didn't look very friendly. I came in once and there was a mannequin just in the living room
The heck?
and clothes everywhere, and the person was a fashion designer, and yeah, that was interesting. I thought I was going to get murdered.
Be like, hey, yeah, this is where I buried my mannequins. You thought this is a neighbor. Nah, I ain't into fashion. This is your neighbor who's into mannequins from humans. That's right. That's right indeed. Gonna turn you into the next Vogue magazine cover.
Join the pile of skeletons under my house.
Yeah, you think the foundation's made of bricks. It's actually bones. That's right, and they're stone cold now, too. That's right. Oh, man. Well, glad you're still alive and glad you had that experience. So, my goodness, my goodness. So, getting through that, learning the whole game of writing and publishing, and my goodness, like, what led you to really want to become an author? Because, like, I know a lot of kids tend to journal nowadays, but hey, we got some extra smart kids nowadays. Like, each generation, even though the stupid stuff is on social media, each generation actually seems to be brighter than the next. So, what led you to become a writer and actually have the courage to publish this wonderful book, one of many to come?
Well, I've always liked writing and the idea of creating fantasy worlds and stories. Uh, it was a little bit nerve-wracking growing up and constantly writing and being surrounded by adults who are like, mm, I mean, sure, you could be an author, but I don't know, why not try to aim for something higher, like I don't know, a doctor, a lawyer, a scientist, just something that'll maybe pay off a little bit more. Luckily, my parents didn't do that, but I saw a meme on a few days ago that was like um a child sitting on Santa's lap and Santa asking what the child wanted for Christmas, and the child says, "Ooh, I'd like a dragon." And Santa says, "Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. Dragons don't exist. You want to ask for something a little bit more realistic?" Okay, can I be a published author? What color would you like your dragon, sweetie?
I love that meme format. That meme is solid gold.
It was so relatable.
Oh yeah, definitely. Cause yeah, the writing part's actually well, when it comes to the whole book process, it's simple but not easy. Like there's always bits and pieces. It's easier to write and publish a book as opposed to selling it. Like good luck with that part. But hey, you actually told the suckers no. Like hey, and plus you had the encouragement of your father, if I'm not mistaken. He was your biggest supporter, right?
Yeah, he I went through a writing program and who that taught me basically how to construct a story and how to properly pitch to agents like traditional publishing, and he went through it with me and it was really nice. So he has not been the type of stereotypical parent that is displeased when their child wants to be an author or an artist or an actor. He's been awesome.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Love hearing that when folks really acknowledge their parents and honor them like that. That's good. Need more of that nowadays. 'Cause that's true. Because a lot of parents would be like, forget that, Sonny. Like, hey, we need you to be, I don't know, let's make you a plumber. Yeah, let's call you Joe the plumber. Like, no, I want to write books. Okay, fine. Okay. So how about we put you in IT school? How about that? Like, no, he's actually encouraging your gift, and I appreciate that. Definitely, I'm sure a lot of folks listening appreciate that too. Always got to thank your fathers and your parents.
Definitely.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, did it feel like a assassination classroom in reverse since you actually had to, instead of killing the teacher, you actually had to kill your evil, dark side of bad thoughts to really get to the other side of the finish line?
Well, maybe not necessarily the exact opposite of assassination classroom, but yeah, definitely.
Ah, yes, indeed. And what was the name of this writing program? Because I hear it's freaking awesome.
Oh, it's called the Calliope Inner Circle, and it's probably Googleable, and you can sign up. I haven't checked in a while, but I know that the author who runs it, she's still engaged and she still wants to teach people. So,
Ah, sweet. That's what I'm talking about, indeed. So, what's your writing process like? Because I heard it involves a 20-page outline creation.
yeah, I'm a little bit crazy that way. Basically, the way I write is that I spend I don't know, like a couple months planning out absolutely everything. The world, the characters, every single kingdom, all their character arcs, like everything, everything. Uh, like, what language do my trees speak? Oh, let's see. Uh, and after that, I actually start writing the book. And usually, with such a meticulous outline, I get it done pretty fast.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, indeed. That's what I'm talking about, indeed. Sweet. So, getting it done fast. That's right, because, oh, yeah, because you got basically 6 novels, but one of them's actually published through a traditional publisher at the moment, right?
Yep.
That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. I can't believe that's actually a pun, and I didn't even realize this whole time. Alrighty. This. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, my goodness. So, do you think, with the outline, I guess, do you think that made it faster? Do you ever think you may ever go to the pantser route one of these days?
No, definitely not. I'm not channeling the spirit of Stephen King. No, never.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. Everybody's got their own style, and it has to suit them the best. Oh, man. Well, that's what I'm talking about, indeed. That's what I'm talking about, indeed. So, for those who want to support a young author, what can they expect from the book Stone Cold?
Well, it is a young adult romance, and it's about a kingdom where showing emotion basically is punished by death, and the main character has to work to not be executed and hide part of herself, and that's basically it. It's her story about it dealing with emotions, and there's a love triangle and a war going on and a whole lot of political conspiracies. So it's a cool royal book with magic in it, and it's just a fun read.
Sweet. That's what I'm talking about, indeed. Fun on all the buns, indeed. A fun read. And I hear it's a combination of your life slash your love of anime.
uh, yeah, most of my ideas come from anime nowadays.
Ah, there you go. There you go. So, do you feel like, is there any particular anime that has influenced you recently with some of your future books?
Oh, I'm not sure. I've watched like 70 over the course of the last couple years. So I have like 10, 11, 12 ideas. So whatever show I'm watching at the present moment, I come up with a new book idea, and then I watch another show, and then I come up with another idea. So that's basically how it goes. I do like the fantasy ones that have to do with magic and stuff. So Black Clover, Fullmetal Alchemist, My Hero Academia. I like fantasy action oriented shows like that.
So do you feel like you're gonna be like All Might in 10 years when you just pop up at book signings and be like, I am here?
Oh, I love that. Maybe not the drawback where like you where like I suddenly become weak and scrawny and look like I'm on drugs, uh, but yeah, that'd be awesome with the fanfare playing in the background. The da 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 da.
That's right, indeed. She has the Stone Cold Smash. That's right. There's gonna be another Smash coming soon. Any idea what the next quote unquote Smash will be?
Named after all my books. Papers go flying.
That's right, indeed. Somebody else is like, "Oh God, Dom's into the anime part. Like, I'm so lost right now."
Well, it is becoming more popular, which I like. You go into Barnes and Noble and it's literally just manga.
Oh, yeah, it's a wonderful thing because, like, even growing up and got some new friends to put me on to manga and anime, especially stuff outside the regular finds. Now, granted, this was when dial up was still on its last dying days. It was like all these different random animes and finally discovering Japanese dub and getting ahead. It's like, oh wow, now it's like, oh, it's so mainstream now. It's like if you find folks love anime, you'll rarely find people who like the English dub. It's like Japanese dub or die.
Hey, no, no, no. I'm a dubber. I love English dubs so much.
Oh, good. All right, cool. You get to stay on the podcast then. Good. All right, cool. That's right. That's right indeed. Like
Oh,
folks like you
yay.
indeed. Yes, indeed. Because some of those folks, like, okay, I understand why, but I'm like, man, I don't feel like reading that every freaking day. Like, I'm supposed to enjoy it. I'm supposed to
Yeah,
escape
yeah,
reality for a bit.
yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, good that I can stay on the podcast though, because I can see the wooden stake and oil in your backyard, ready to burn any person who comes on who will not watch the English of Demon Slayer or something.
That's right, indeed. That's right. That's the new requirement for all future guests to go on our podcast. You must watch all 26 episodes of Trigun. That's right. You have to go way back in the day. That's right. You have to go way back in the day and then watch at least
Ah,
two
yes, I love
seasons of.
Trigun.
Oh, sweet. All right, cool. That's what I'm talking about. Sweet. Love and peace.
Yeah, that's one of the first I watched.
Ah, good. All right. Somebody was trained well. All righty. Me like it. That's what I'm talking about,
Oh
indeed.
yes.
That's what I'm talking about, indeed. Heck, yo, you know what? What the heck? So, if your life was an anime, what would it be and why?
Uh, Probably an isekai, because I really like the idea of going into another fantasy world. Like that's what I do when I write books. I go into different worlds and stories and make my own story. So, yeah, I'd probably walk out into the street when I'm reading or something, get hit by a truck, then get reincarnated into generic fantasy world number 2073 or something.
Now, make sure you do look both ways before cross the street now. We need you alive. we need to. You need to
Yeah.
have all 7 smashes. Plus.
The 10th user of One for All.
That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. And this one's involving purple. It's not green. That's right, indeed. Or pink. Or blue, whichever one you prefer. That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. So, with this wonderful book in your future books, what would you say has probably been the most difficult part of writing and how you overcame that part of the difficult part of writing?
Definitely editing. Editing is very hard, was very hard. I had to spend the entire summer, the COVID summer, editing and getting feedback from people. It's just awful. I I don't like getting feedback from people. I don't like people telling me that my writing isn't perfect. And I had read my book so many times that I was seriously contemplating just taking my computer and throwing it out the window and just seeing it smash on the pavement below. That would have been so satisfying.
Well, good thing that didn't happen. Good thing that didn't happen.
I have like 3 computers.
Oh, all right. So someone's a whiz. Okay, so someone may really be doing some IT work in the future, huh?
That could be my attack. Like, electronic smash! And then all the parts just go flying everywhere.
Well, the folks in the cubicles would love that to happen to their printers. It's like the
Oh,
printer the
yes. Oh,
torches long
yes.
enough. We're tired of your tyranny, printers. You have jammed for the last time. This is not the jam session we're looking for. That is after happy hour on a Friday. This is not the jam session we're looking for. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, my goodness, with this love of anime and all the wonderful things you're doing with the books, you also been on this podcast tour promoting all the work you do. So, is there a question that you wish you'd be asked more often when you're on the metaphorical hot seat on these podcasts?
Not really. I've been on a lot, and a whole lot of people have asked me a lot of questions. Really funny questions too, like what like what fictional character would you want to date or something like that. That's always a fun question to answer.
That's what I'm talking about, indeed. That's what I'm talking about, indeed. Sweet. Oh, and speaking of that, heck, speaking of dating fantasy characters, like how do you create these worlds? Because there may be someone listening right now who may be in the nonfiction space and they're looking to maybe venture off into fiction and maybe create a wonderful world and jump into the creative side. So, what helps you to create those new worlds and all those wonderful characters that you create?
Okay, well, it's usually easiest to start with a defined culture, like a setting, a time period that has already been done in history, and add some sort of magical element to it. Me personally, I really like medieval kingdoms. I think they're cool. There's a lot of plot that you can do in medieval kingdoms, and that's just more of like a fantasy type vibe, like the knight going off to slay the dragon, that sort of thing. It's really easy for people to understand. Lately I've been trying to branch off into more Asian cultures because I I do like Japanese culture, Chinese stuff like that. I watch anime, I watch Chinese soap operas, so I've been working on my own Asian type book. That's been fun. And yeah, that's basically how you start, and then you try to think about the people, how would they live, what do they import, what do they export, what do they buy. Like you're just trying to make a whole new world and culture and religion, and try to think about how people could actually live in the society that you're creating. So that's how you would start, at least.
I like it indeed. Like it indeed. That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. And then maybe go off the real deep end. That's right. Make it speculative fiction. That's right. Jump from the Great Wall of China to Antarctica and all the way to Arkansas. That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. Make sure the cactus is riding a cow for no reason, and the cactus is wearing a sombrero.
Well, a
And
cactus can ride a cow in fantasy if you give a reason for it.
don't worry, don't give it any reason. It's just piss off the readers. Like, haha, this is happening for no reason. It was a strange nightmare.
I've seen world building like that where where it's just whatever. Like there are goldfish the size of islands and they spout water, and that creates currents for the boats to go faster, and people ride on sea turtles, and just I've seen a whole lot of very very crazy world building.
Sweet, that's what I'm talking about. Turtle Island. Sweet. That's right, indeed. There's some cactuses wearing, or should I say cacti wearing some cowboy hats in that island for no reason. Oh man, that's definitely solid gold indeed. That's right. Jump into that different time, that medieval time, y'all. That's right, indeed. Or jump into the time of your choice, and then explore ahoy. That's right, indeed. So my goodness, so a question I've been loving to ask these fabulous guests recently is that if your wonderful book, Stone Cold, was a food, what would it be and why?
Oh boy, I've never heard anyone ask me that question before. Let me think about that for a bit. Okay. Oh, let's see. I think it would be um hmm, I think it would be a Twinkie filled with cream only for the first little bit and then red hot chili peppers for the last little bit.
Oh God.
Because people say that people say that the last 8 chapters of my book is awful. Like not awful in like a writing perspective, but awful in the sense that it takes out your heart and stomps on it. It is a terrible last 8 chapters for anyone to read. I really pull the rug out underneath it. So that's what my food would be.
Well, dang. Wow. All right. Now I know why they took the Twinkies out of circulation back in the end of 2012. All right. They they were having copies of your book hidden away from the future, but it still happened anyway. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So that's right, folks. We got an evil genius on the podcast, y'all. One of those wonderful evil writers that likes to stick it to the reader every now and then. It's like they have to take the book and then put it off in the corner and just roll to a ball in the fetal position. Like, yeah, the book just made you mad and sad. Yeah.
Well, a lot of authors have the thoughts that like, oh, I can just mercilessly kill off my characters. All of my friends do that. I actually heard a thing on the internet a couple of weeks ago where it was like, um, there are two types of people in the world that think about ways to kill people all day: serial killers and fiction writers. I prefer I prefer to be the one that gets paid.
Yep, definitely the writers. That's right. We're not even going to be talking about Frosted Flakes or Fruit Loops. Nope, not doing it. Mm-mm. Nope. That's right, indeed. Maybe Goldagrams though, but not the Fruit Loops. But my goodness, my goodness. Well, we're coming down to the magical question that every guest gets to receive, and in your case, it's totally different. So if you're to wake up tomorrow and you're 13 again, but you're in 2022 with all of your knowledge, experience, and published book, what advice would you give to yourself?
Ooh, oh boy. Okay, let's see. Um, hmm, hmm. Uh, I would, um, I would say that a lot of terrible things are going to come my way, but it's okay. You're gonna overreact the first little bit, but in the end, everything will always work out and it will be okay in the end if you just keep on working and keep on pursuing something you love.
Yeah, that's right indeed. That's right indeed. She met that wonderful cactus in shining armor at 15, y'all. That's right. That's right. Let me stop.
Well, great. Now I'm going to go to sleep and dream about an army of cactuses just ironclad in armor, and they all like draw their swords at once and be like, "Quick, my lady, we need to go to the desert planet at once. You are the chosen one. Save our people."
That's right. And the chief cactus has a cowboy hat.
Oh yes, don't forget that.
They're like, we don't believe in crowns here. They're too expensive. We're gonna get cowboy hats. They're better. And the cows are literally sacred. Let me stop.
There's like a statue of golden calf, and all the cacti bow.
That's right. Its exit has gone wrong again, but worse as cactus. Instead of Israelites, it's cacti. That's right, indeed. That's right, indeed. Well, if you hear something about cacti and you read about it in one of Sarah's future books, you know what happened, folks. So for those who want to keep in contact with you and follow your wonderful, bright, long journey ahead in your writing career and keep up with all the books you're going to be writing in the future and all your stuff, what's the best way for folks to do so?
Well, I'm on Amazon and Barnes& Noble and Goodreads and basically anywhere you usually buy books, I am there. And I have two social media accounts. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, and I have my own website. All you need to do is type in my name as long as it's spelled correctly. I've seen a ridiculous amount of ways people spell my last name. It is Erys. And that's where you can find me.
Woohoo! Well, there you have it, folks. Reach out to the sensational Sarah via her websites and Goodreads. Leave her a positive review if you read her wonderful book and keep on lookout for future books indeed, because it'll be good stuff. She is right about the name. Like, you Google it, you're going to find a different one. That's right. That's right indeed. That's right indeed. Me and Microsoft Word have had a love-hate relationship with my last name for years, but hey, it's all good. It's all good. I'm sure Sarah deals with the same thing, so it's
I
all
just turn off
good.
spell check when I when I write. Say to
Well,
the
there you.
computer, "You have no power here."
That's right. Your spell check has no power here. I have got spelling bee wins for days, years on end. I can spell Bumblebenby in the spelling bee. Oh man. Well, before any more corn cobs appear from my mouth, any parting words before we close up shop, Sarah?
Uh, well, you've been amazing, and this has been really funny. And it would be nice if everyone were to read my book and especially leave a review because it really, really helps any type of algorithm in buying websites. So just make sure and do that. I don't care if you give it 1 stars. It's a review. It helps.
How's it going, my friend? I'm so glad you made it to the end. That shows that you are an uncommon finisher, and I am so grateful for you sharing your ears, your attention, and your time to this wonderful podcast to do something that'll take yourself to the next level. And for everybody else involved in this wonderful program, share it with at least 3 people in your network so that way more folks can not only catch the fire that is on this podcast, but can also be inspired to be their best.